Okay. Waiting for a few more people to jump on, but I think I'm live. I don't know if anyone's going to say this. I mean, they generally do kind of say it, but then I don't really put them up, but I should put them up. But I don't know. I'm jumping across 3 different platforms at the moment. So whoever's watching, I'm looking at different people, but I really don't know how to configure all these 3 at once. But hi to whoever's watching. Thanks for jumping on. It's Saturday night here in Melbourne, wherever you're watching from. It's cold and miserable and wet fucking here. So I thought I'd just jump on. It's Sunday night. It's not even Saturday. It's Sunday. This is how cooked I am from the week. It's these kind of public holidays. I love them, but they do my head in because I just keep thinking that it's Monday tomorrow, which it is, but you know what I mean, a working week. I thought I'd just jump on because I haven't done it for a couple of weeks. I generally try to do one a week and sort of touch base with people, answer some questions, see what's going on, update people to what I'm doing with regards to my business, buying Greece. I've had a few clients that have jumped on this week as well, so I'm very happy to announce that. Working with some people from the States, from Australia, from different places with regards to buying properties for them. And investments in Greece in particular. So I generally get a lot of questions that keep getting asked to me, and they generally seem to be the same thing. So I thought, why not just jump on and see if people have anything that needs answered, anything that I can help them through, maybe some pointers or advice or anything in particular, really. So if you do have anything, fire away. If you don't, I'm more than welcome to sit back and listen, switch off. It's going to be boring, let's be honest. I don't know what I'm doing. I hate doing these things. I'll kick it off, though. The one thing that's risen lately with these people is the ability to be able to buy in Greece. I keep harping on about this. Anyone can buy. It's not an issue at all. You don't have to be a citizen. If you want to become a citizen, you go towards the golden visa, and then it goes from there. It's a whole different story. It's a much larger. What's the word I'm looking for? Sort of not dilemma, but situation. It's not as simple as just going across and buying something. There's obviously a whole lot of logistics and legalities that are required with that, where you need to get lawyers and accountants involved more so than what you generally do to buy a property in Greece. But you can do it. It is easy. It will take a little bit longer, not because it's just Greece, but also because it's a whole new situation. Those the parameters within the golden visa keep changing. It was 250. I think it still is 250, but it's gone up depending on what you want to do and whether you want to convert something, when you want to buy an apartment, when you want to buy commercial. It just keeps on changing. Greece is just one of those situations where, and it will continuously evolve the more tourists that jump on and the more people that are not from Greece who come in buying a golden visa, because they're not generally buying a golden visa to remain in Greece. They're buying a golden visa because Greece is one of the only countries in Europe that offer it at a cheap rate, and it gets you access to Europe. So that's why they're doing it. Now they've obviously upped it because everyone jumped on and Greece is getting full, let's just say. If you do want to get involved with the golden visa, if you are looking for citizenship to Europe or Greece, maybe you do actually just want to go and live there and you're not Greek, get in touch. I'm more than happy to help you guys figure that one out. There's a lady who spoke to me last week from the States. It's got nothing to do with Greece, and he's interested in buying. She's like, can I buy in Greece? I'm like, absolutely, you can. Are you looking to live there? No, I just want to invest there. Fair enough. We can also do that as well. You don't need to be a citizen to invest there. You just need to have an AFIMI, which is a tax file number. You don't need to have a Greek bank account, but it obviously helps if you have a Greek bank account. You can have a European bank account, really. Is there a retirement visa? I don't know. What do you mean by, like, as in you retire and you go to visa, that you get a visa to retire in Greece? I mean, I actually, that's a good question. I don't know. I've never been asked that. I mean, my parents have retired in Greece, but they were born in Greece, so they're just expats moving back to Greece, really. Um, I don't know. If you've got money, I think you can just go and live there, really. Like, especially if you're not draining money from the government. You know, I don't know, to be honest. It's a good question. I think that's more of a lawyer question. Buy property and live off pension income. Whose pension, though? Are you talking about Greece's pension or the country that you're from? Where are you from, by the way? That's another question, because my parents are doing that as well. Like, they lived in Australia for 20 odd years, 30 odd years. They've retired back to Greece and they're living off the Australian pension, albeit it's a very lesser pension than what a general Australian would get because they're taking it outside of Australia. But that's predominantly what they've done. foreign pension. That depend. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going to Greece and living off a foreign pension, depending on what country you're from. And what your I don't know what your situation is. That's something you probably need to talk about with lawyers in your own country. But I mean, if you're from Australia, if you can do that, my parents are doing that, so I know that that's possible. In fact, I know a lot of Greeks that have gone back to Greece and living off an Australian pension. So but also it's minimized. It's not. They're not going to give you the full pension because the whole point is that you keep the money in the country. You're taking the money outside. Well, they're going to give you a lesser pension on top of it. It's a euro, so you might be getting whatever the pension is here. I don't know. Throw a number at me, right? So let's just say it's 1,500 a fortnight. What is it? 1,200, 1,300? I don't know. All right, 1,200 a fortnight. 1,200 a fortnight in dollars is probably about 800 euro ish. So you're already losing on exchange rates. You're losing on bank transfers. And you're also getting a lesser pension because you're going outside of Australia. So again, I don't know what country you're from, what your situation is, but that is also something that goes on. I know Greece allows Australia to do it. We've got a very good symbiosis, Australia and Greece, because obviously with Melbourne in particular is the second largest Greek city outside of Greece. It goes Athens, Melbourne, then it goes off to like Thessaloniki, which is the second biggest city, and then goes somewhere out into like Chicago, or at least that was the case 5 years ago. But so obviously it's in Australia's best interest to cooperate with Greece and be able to help Greeks with their pensions. So again, I don't know what country you're from, but it is possible. And certain banks do work well or better with countries depending on the Greek population of that country, I would assume. Canada, right. I don't know. I don't know anything about Canada. I know that I've got, in fact, the girl downstairs from me, her parents are from Canada, her mum's from Canada, and her grandma goes back and forth to Greece and lives off a pension there, so it is doable. If I want to do some renovation to my 55 square meter apartment, do you have any recommendations? Yes. Where? Where is it? What sort of renovations do you want to do? And how much you talk, like what's the issue with your 55 square meter apartment? What's the deal with it at the moment? Is it currently being leased? Is it just there for yourself? And what sort of renovations are you looking to do? I'm about Kukaki. All right. Well, what do you want to do with it? Excuse me. For those of you that are not from Melbourne or Australia, it's fucking miserable and cold here. It's definitely buying tickets to go to Greece weather. First things first, I'll jump onto Instagram, I think it is, to answer your question. It's funny, I was having this conversation with someone else. When you're looking for labor hire in Greece or anything generally, like even lawyers I'm talking about, right? Everything, all the prices are cash. Cash is king still there. Not that you can't do it legally, but they'll start adding on an extra 24% on top of the price that they offer you, in hopes that you kind of just get deterred anyway. Renovate my kitchen and bathroom. So your general kind of thing. It depends how old the building is. It depends what needs doing, and it depends when it was last touched. And what I mean by that is, I assume the best time to buy is October onwards after tourist season ends. I will answer that in a minute. Are you talking about flights or property? So it depends what needs happening. The reason why I say that is because if it's an older building that hasn't really had any, like that hasn't been renovated in the past, it's not as simple as just pulling out your kitchen and putting something new in. It is, but what you'll find is the second you start to pull things out, then bigger issues arise. First and foremost, the number one thing that I know that I had to face, pipes. Your pipes are old. If your pipes are old, the fact that you're going to put something new in and you're going to disrupt those old pipes, they're either rusty, they're either broken, or you're just going to need to do the pipes again. And any builder in Greece who looks at your place and sees that it's an old place, probably going to tell you the same. Listen, it's probably in your best interest to pull these pipes out, because you don't want to put in. You don't have to, but once you've dragged everything out, you're going to lay new tiles down, all that kind of stuff. You're going to destroy that concrete. Might as well. Once you've already done it, just do it, because there's no point in putting down new tiles and then a year later you're going to leak. Trust me from experience. Then electrical. How old are your plugs? How old's the board? Is there a board? You know, all these things that need to be taken into consideration where these renovations, the electrician legally can't come in here, do work, and then leave without changing a board to the most updated thing. Because I go, well, if there's a fire here and I've renovated and I've done the electricals, it's going to fall back on me. The board's an extra 500,000, whatever it is at the time, depending on, you know, how old your place is. So it's absolutely doable, and it's not the hardest thing. But keep in mind that there are these added considerations that you need to, these added elements that you need to take into consideration, which will arise without you realizing, purely just out of necessity and out of the simple fact that it's an older building. I assume it's an older building because why would you touch something that's only 10 years old? That doesn't make sense. So again, I would get a lot of quotes. I assume that you're doing it yourself. Also consider peak and off-peak season when building in Greece. Yes or no, because I mean, the price to do something is a price to do something. They don't really have a peak and off-peak season. I mean, they do and they don't, in the sense that, yeah, it's an old building. So yeah, chances are is you're probably going to have to, you're definitely going to want to, not probably going to have to, you're definitely going to want to change your pipes, change your electricals, just to be safe, man, and keep it updated. That's all. With regards to peak and off-peak season, with regards to building, I mean, yeah, sure, in the sense that maybe your builder's gone off to the beach and wants to take a vacation for a month. I mean, I've never really had an issue. I've built in winter, I've built in summer. I'm about to go back and do renovations. In fact, I'm going to film all those things and show it to people as well. I can't wait to do that. But it's never really been an issue for me. But then again, I've had the same builder for 15 years building all our places. So maybe I've got a better relationship. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not just one builder in Greece. You know, if 15 builders have taken off, then that other builder is going to want to do the work. It might charge a little bit more, but you also, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's like anything really. It's hit and miss. You just got to know what you're doing and just make sure that you don't take the first quote. That's all. Or get someone, a project manager who knows what they're doing. Hi, how are you? buyandgrace.com.au. Get in touch with me. Let's have a chat. I'm about to go off and do this for someone else this July as well, including my own stuff. So this is why I can't wait to get there and show you guys that I'm not just talking the talk. I will walk the walk. I'll literally show you what I'm going to do. Now, someone had asked me here, how do I go back up here? I assume the best time to buy is October onwards after tourist season ends. Not necessarily. No. Tourists aren't buying property. It's got nothing to do with the tourists. So if anything, here's the thing. The worst time to buy is probably mid-summer, and only because things shut down. 15th of August, everyone's out of there. So they're rushing to get shit done because that's when they all take their breaks, or just before the 15th, whatever. It either ends on the 15th, they go right before anyway, whatever it is. So in that sense, yes, you're right, because things just shut down. And I was there last year and I was pulling I got no hair because of that. So, you know, I didn't really time it the best way. I mean, I lost my father, blah, blah, blah. But everything, the way it happened, I was like, oh my God. And everyone had gone away. And I was like, oh, this is great. Now I'm about to leave in a couple of weeks. And I had no idea if the sale was going to push through, if I needed to give power of attorney to someone now again, and blah, blah, and this and that, just added elements. But eventually got through. So what I'm saying is, there is no real peak and off-peak season when buying, because you're not buying unless you're buying a tourist hotspot. I mean, even still, I don't see how that really would come into play with that kind of stuff, because whether it's peak season or not, if say you're buying something on an island off peak, say you want to go buy in Mykonos or whatever, and it's off peak, well, they'll just show you the books and go, right, from May to October, we're pumping through the things. Nothing's changed here. It's been the same for the last 15 years. So just because it's off season, they're not going to drop the price to 30,000 to give it to you. They know what it's worth. So yes and no. What's the best app to look for properties? Do you recommend anyone or enterprise to do the renovation? Best app, I'm like, best app is, let me take a drink. Unfortunately, it is Spitogato. There is another app called Dospitimo, but realistically, Spitogato is probably the one that we all go to. Facebook, man. Facebook Marketplace over there in Greece goes off, especially for properties. I don't know how and I don't know why, but they do. And you can search for it from here as well. So if you just, go open up Facebook Marketplace, figure out a place in anywhere Greece, I don't know, punch in a place in Greece and just put in property in English. It'll bring up properties for rent, properties for sale, because a lot of the people don't want to give commission to the agents as well. So there are those kind of ways to look at it. And again, the other thing is, unfortunately, not everyone uses all these apps. Not everyone uses the internet. A lot of the agents are old school as well. They don't want it. They'd rather give it away from word of mouth, or maybe, via different. I mean, you still walk on the street and you see for sale signs on the posts, on the lamp posts, like, 55 square meters. Here's a number. Da 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 da. So there's a lot. I mean, the shop that I bought last year was around the corner from my house, and I went past one day. I was like, "The fuck, this is selling." Got the number, called him, and I bought the shop, and it wasn't on the internet. And she's like, "Oh, mate." She was an old lady, part of the church. Her husband's got cancer. They didn't have time. I got to steal, So there is those elements. Now, do I recommend anyone or enterprise to do the renovation? With regards to enterprise to do the renovation, no. I'm there in July, and I'm taking over a few renovations. Get in touch. We can have a chat. I've got builders. I do coordinate with a few people over there. But with regards to enterprises, I don't know any massive enterprise. No. Again, it's hit and miss most of the times. It's just try. See what people give you for quoting. It depends what you need done as well. I have got a general idea on what the prices are for what's needed, so I don't get screwed over. I got a Greek guy to come over. Jesus loves me. Thank you. Jesus loves you too. I remember I got a Greek guy to come over and give me a quote for the work that I needed doing on something years ago. I think it was I bought another shop and I converted it into it. And maybe it was one of the properties anyway. It turns out he gave the price he gave me, the quote was €8,000, €8,000, mind you, just for the labor. And I was like, excuse me? $8,000. And I said, well, how long is it going to take? And whatever it was, he said like a couple of weeks or whatever. And my mum was there and she goes, hang on a second. So you're telling me you want €400 a day, just labor? She's like, lawyers don't make that here. And he's like, oh, well, that's my rate. See ya. And the whole job, labor, materials and everything, permits, cost 5.5. So, and I asked about 5 different people. Now I've landed on that builder that I've still got. But you've got to just be smart. But then again, there are people that don't know, that don't understand the language, that don't understand how the government works, don't understand the permits that are needed for certain things. You have to have permits. It's Greece, but they still require permits, especially if they see someone who's not from Greece, who's got a bit of money trying to do it and trying to dodge the system. It's all right if they dodge the system, but if someone who's got money tries to dodge the system, they're going to jump down your throat. I've never dodged the system. I always just do things legally and legitimately, because realistically, what's a permit? €1,000? Fine. Okay, cool. Shut your mouth. You got the piece of paper on saying that you're going to build or do whatever it is. It's fine. No one can say anything. So yeah. But give me. Look, I'm terrible with social media. I've always had, and it sucks because I've had people ask me questions like, yeah, blah, blah, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get you some information. And then these things shut down the lives and they disappear. And I don't know who the hell sent me, and I can't remember. So please DM me or do something. Like, let's have a chat. I'm more than happy to help you. I'm not, looking for money or whatever. Just at least let me have a chat and let's properly converse about what it is that you need to do, where you're looking to do it, and blah, 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 and what for. And I can at least guide you in the right direction, man. At the end of the day, I don't want people to get screwed over. Like, it doesn't look good on our country. But yeah, that's really about it with regards to renovating and stuff. And I was having a chat with a mate downstairs, actually, who they've got a place in I forgot where it was, but it was near Sindagma. How strict are the height restrictions for residential buildings? Good question. Give me a second. And they had just renovated their kitchen, their bathroom, and it cost them all up, I think, €20,000. And he goes, obviously they weren't putting in Italian marble, but it's not, and the place is 110 square meters in the heart of Athens. So, and that was only a couple of years ago where they renovated that. So now €20,000 is a bit of money for Greece. I bought a shop for 27, but it's still possible. It's also Athens. They're going to up the prices a bit. So, you just got to be careful. It depends where you go. Now, how strict the height restrictions for residential buildings? Again, it depends on the You look like curiosity. It's because I am. How do you know about that? It depends on the local councils. I know certain areas in Greece. Well, in Thessaloniki, I'm from Thessaloniki, so there's a place, Oreokasoro, which is a really expensive place. I've got family there, and we were there last year. I was having a look around. I'm like, they're all double-story houses. He goes, we're not allowed to build anymore. So high. So it's restrictions. And I'm pretty sure they've got that in certain areas of Australia as well, like Melbourne. I'm pretty sure if you go out towards Brighton and stuff like that, and Bentley and like the really expensive places, they're not going to let you build up. And I'm positive Sydney would probably have the same things, or anywhere in the world, really. They've probably got their own local laws where they're like, no, we don't want townhouses or apartment buildings or blah, blah, blah. It's a rich area. So you're welcome, dude. Get in touch. Now, you did too. I remember your name, Julian Ferreira. That's an interesting topic right there. My partner wants us to buy a commercial property in Athens to open a barber shop to generate income. That's a good thing right there. Barbershop in particular. My barber that I go to in Thessaloniki is fully fucking stacked through the roof, working nonstop. And I think he rents his place out for $300 a month or $400 a month to open up his business. He's been operating there for about 10 years. Young kid as well. So barbers are still a big thing, especially in Greece. They don't make the best of money, but they're, 10, 15 euro client per 10 or 15 minutes. It really starts to add up as well. And if you want to buy a shop in Athens, thanks, Julian. Love you too, brother. I hope you've been well. Touch base, we'll have a chat. But if you want to buy a shop in Athens, I mean, you can buy something very cheap in the sense that you can buy things cheap, especially shops, because they need bare bones. So you can buy them, kind of looking like scraps. You don't really. The trick to shops is the worse off you can get them, the better it is, because you're gonna pull everything out anyway, right? That's the whole thing with commercial tenancy. The tenant has to pay for all whatever you want to do to the shop. The shop isn't just built as a shop, like as in this one's going to be a dentist and this one's going to be a thing. It's a shell with windows, whatever. It's a shop. Take it, do what you want with it. Any renovation you do to it is on you. And at the end of the day, it either remains that way or the next person who comes in demolishes and rebuilds it. So buy something that's kind of crap, because then you don't need to worry about demolishing and taking out and getting rid of garbage and blah. It's just less work and less maintenance and less whatever it is, and you can just go from scratch. That's what I do. So, but I want to live somewhere more remote. He wants to serve his Arab community. Let the man cook. What do I want to say? Why do you want to live remote in Greece? Why do you want to live remote? 15 minutes out of the city is remote in Greece. Like, where do you want to go? Why do you want to live remote in Greece? And remote Athens, where? Where are you going to go remote? It's not going to be, where are you going to go? An hour out? You're going deep into Athens then. So, but why? Why would you want to live remote in Athens? I don't understand. I mean, he wants Athens. I think it's smarter to want Athens. The more remote you go, well, particularly for your husband who wants to serve his Arab community, how many Arabs are there remote Athens? I'll tell you right now, not many, if any. Right? You want an island. I think an island's amazing as well. But again, islands quieten down. Obviously, off peak, they quieten down. That's not to say that islands shut down. The locals are still there doing renovations, doing all that kind of stuff. You'll be serving a much smaller community, tightly packed community. And your prices will fluctuate. Obviously, you have prices for locals and prices for tourists as per usual, whatever. But if he particularly wants to serve an Arab community, I mean, that's you go with the Arab community. So, I own a barbershop in Athens and hire a few barbers to work there. Yeah, you could do that. I don't know what the going rate is for a barber there, but again, you could buy something with 30,000 euro, right? 30, 35 maybe, because it's Athens. I mean, I bought one for 27. I bought one for 12 during COVID. 30 square meter shops. You don't really need much more than 30 square meters for a barbershop to maybe have 4 chairs in there, right? And a little bathroom or whatever. And you could renovate that for another 15, say, ish, 15, 20. Like, what are you going to put down? Tiles and bare minimum bathroom and paint and whatnot. So, yeah, I can't imagine it being more than 15. You don't need any conversion stuff because it's already a commercial property. So away you go. You know, with 45,000 euro, 50, let's call it 50,000 euro with taxes and whatnot, I think you can get away with that and have it up and running. Now, whether that's beneficial for you, whether that's going to make the money that your partner wants and whatnot, I can't answer that question. That's only something you guys can figure out. But the more remote you go, especially to open up a business, you know, why make it harder on yourself? That's what I want to know. I mean, but hey, at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to be living there, not me. So you do what you need to do, obviously. But commercial real estate in particular in Greece is actually. Hi, came across your channel currently looking at getting my citizenship with a goal to buy a holiday house investment in Greece. Corfu so far is top of my list. You're top of my list with that comment. Oh, yes, Corfu. How beautiful. That is a great idea. Are you Greek? Do you have any heritage? Are you looking for a golden visa? Is this your first time? Are you looking for help? Are you looking for support? Please get in touch at the end of this stream because like I said to people always message me like, I need help, I need this, I need that. And then the streams end and then I lose everyone's contacts. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. Probably, definitely, let's be honest. But get in touch, like send me a message, buyinggreece.com.au or buyinggreece on any other channels. I got YouTube, I got this and that. Live in Sydney, parents from Cyprus, beautiful. Get in touch with me, please, because I don't know how to hold on to anyone's information from here. I'm nearly 40. I don't do this stuff. It's bad enough that I'm on here. But yeah, send me a message. Let's have a proper chat because that I can absolutely help you with. Corfu, oh man, you've ruined my night. I love Corfu. Zakynthos, that's where I'm going. I want to go to Zakynthos this year, but Corfu is beautiful as well. I saw a million barbershops when I was there. Okay, let's go back to what you were saying. Sorry. I don't know if your barbers work there, but I saw a million barbershops when I was there. He still says there's room for more. Is it more economical to buy an apartment or rent one in Athens? Thank you. How big's it? You know, how long's a piece of string? Like, what do you want? Like, what's your budget? What are you looking? What's economical to you? You know, your economical might be someone else's pocket change. So you know, it depends. Rents aren't cheap in Athens, and I assume it's just you two. So let's say that you do it on the cheap and you get a one better, right? And maybe not even in the best, obviously not in the best areas. Yeah, you're probably going to be looking at 500 euro a month to rent, right? Upwards of 500 euro a month. So you're not in Ormonia, right? Like, let's just say that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but let's just say upwards of 500 a month, right? More or less there. To buy one better apartment, again, depending on the area, but you could probably get away with something with about, you could probably buy something and have that 500 a month as your loan repayments. I mean, you could probably get something for 60, 70, really. Nothing flash, nothing amazing, but you could get something. It would need some work, but you could definitely find something, But again, we're talking 45 squares, nothing crash. But if it's something to help you start off, it's definitely doable. There are opportunities, but again, it depends on what's economical for you, and it depends on what you are expecting for that price as well. That's a big conversation, and a lot of people don't realize that. I'm dealing with clients that want stuff in the 500 to 750,000 euro. I was never looking at that price for myself. I was looking at under 100. So to them, they're like, "Oh, we want to keep it cheap and economical. Let's go $500,000." I'm like, "Fucking excuse me, $500,000 economical?" It's like, all right. So it depends, that's what their economical is. But get in touch again. We can have a chat. I can look around for you. I can find properties. So basically, that's what I do. That's what I started to do for people. I was helping people out. This is basically how this whole business came about. I started buying properties in Greece. I saw my parents buying properties in Greece. I then took on the business, started buying my own properties in Greece. Now I've got a portfolio and I was helping everyone else. And people were like, why don't you just do it as a business? I was like, well, who's going to want it? Who needs help buying properties? And Grace, doesn't everyone know how to speak Greek and do properties? Turns out they don't. So I thought, all right, well, I'll start helping people and create this business where I can become a buyer's advocate and help people purchasing property in Greece, or rent it out. I manage properties, or even project manage people that need renovations and buildings and whatnot, and don't know how to go about it and don't want to get screwed over. I've been screwed over. It's experience. It's not the best feeling in the world, especially when you're in a foreign country and you're like, hold up, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I've got no choice at the moment. You don't mind if I'm on toilet, do it? No, I don't mind. It's fine. I mean, I didn't need to know that, but it's fine. There's some weird cats on here tonight, man. That's for sure. Live in general is weird. But what I was going to say is I'm in Greece July onwards. I would love to work with you, find a property in the next few months. I'd love to work with you too. I love working with foreign people, in particular, people that are outside of Australia and outside of Greece and all that kind of stuff. It really blows my mind. I've had a lot of interest from international people. So please get in touch, buyinggrace.com.au, or send me a DM, follow me, do whatever. Just, as I said, once I end these, I don't know what happens, but everything goes. So I don't see anything, or maybe it's just me. But get in touch. I'll definitely help you guys find what you need and guide you in the right direction. I'm already looking at properties in Athens for another client at the moment. I'm going to be there in July, going and doing open inspections as well. Hello. Hi. Did you call me weird? Probably not. I don't know who you are, but it's interesting. Man, there's interesting people on here. It's not a hard it's a Benny, but thank you very much. I think it's time I end this. People are getting interesting on this. So yes, I will be in Greece July. I'll be looking at some stuff for clients. I'll be doing my own renovations. I can't wait to show you guys that kind of stuff. Again, if you need to get in touch, send me a message. All the videos are up on podcasts as well on Spotify. I try and put them up every week or every time I do a video. I have been a little bit lax at the moment. I'm also getting ready to get out of here because it's freezing. I am selling my place in Canada over the summer, then heading in Greece to look for property. Oh, get in touch. George, hello there. Oh my God, don't do me like that. My website is buyinggrace.com.au. George, someone just told me if I cared if they were on the toilet while they were watching this. That's why I'm replying to you like that. Like, I'm telling you, it's a bit weird tonight. Buyinggrace.com.au, or if you look up Buying Grace on any of the socials or anything like that, you'll come across it. I'm having issues with my email server, of course. So I've put up my personal email in there. I've got my phone number up there so you can get in touch. I can call you back for free as well in Canada. It's fine. Just tear it up. We can do a Zoom session or whatever you want. But yeah, maybe have a chat to me before you start going over there and having a look at places, because I can at least guide you in the right place. Guide you in the right direction of where to go and what to look out for in particular. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end this. Thank you very much for watching, and you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome to everyone. I will speak to you all hopefully soon. Have a good night. And now.